Yes! If somebody asks me, hey, you know, what's your religion? I would say my religion is dwarves. And the dwarves have very unique mechanics even for the stone conversion mod. And I'd like to showcase and play one of these dwarven factions and kind of explain how this works. I find the dwarves to be one of the more fun areas to play with, but you need to be prepared a little bit when when starting to delve into the minds of this how is it called, serpent spine area, into these mountains that cross the middle of the main land mass. So to begin with, I will start with this nation, Azra Expedition, which is over here. Don't be fooled by the fact that it's one square province. It's there's some mechanics that are very specific to this type of nation, and my aim is to form one of the Dwarven nations. So I guess in short, this mountain range was populated by various Dwarven nations that were doing various things and mining for different sort of resources. And orcs came and messed everything up. Now the halls are infested with goblins, orcs, and other sort of nasty stuff. And we are an adventurer band who comes in here to sort of reclaim the mountains. You may form very many different types of Dwarven nations, and many of them have very specific, let's say, mission trees, ideas, and yeah, focuses, but not all. So we're going to go for a very specific one. But let's get right into it. I'm just gonna play normal. It's a mod. It can be a bit janky sometimes. So I'd rather have the option to save load whenever I feel like it. So of course you can start reading all of these things. I'm fairly familiar with the environment and what the country is, so I can get right into it. So we are these guys, the Astra Expedition. We don't start with much. We have a few shield walls, a few Dwarven fighters over here. Let's see, very tall dwarves, but we're pretty much ready for action. So, for example, the ancient dwarves were based in these provinces called holds. So, I would be able, as an adventurer, I'm able to migrate, right, from province to province, just move around the mountain and explore. The idea is, if you migrate to or control a hold, you would be able to revive the nation that was based in that particular hold. Yeah, in this case, Kugdir. If I would move in here and I fulfill the requirements, I can revive the Kugdir nation and then do whatever needs to be done. My aim is to reforge the Mithril dwarves, which are somewhere here. Kugdir doesn't have any specific ideas at the moment, but the Mithril dwarves, they do. So that's what I want to play with. So the aim is to move somewhere around here in this terra incognita and reform the Mithril dwarves. Okay, some basics. Our government form is adventurer. Yeah, we're a Dwarven adventure company. We have very high manpower recovery speed. We have only one diplomat, which is quite it can be a bit problematic sometimes. That's okay. We have a lot of manpower, and reform progress is very slow, but on the other hand, I mean, We don't have a lot of reforms to select, and we really aim to get rid of this type of form of government as soon as possible. Well, not as soon as possible, but as soon as it makes sense to get rid of it. Dwarves live for somewhere around 200 years, I want to say. So we're not really immortal. We're more like long-lived, and as soon as we reach the age of 200, our leader will simply die. But we still have 50 years of plus minus, of course, of Azra leadership, let's say. Okay. Now, one of the mechanics of all the adventuring companies is adventuring efficiency, right? So adventuring efficiency, what it does is, does it say anywhere? Does it? So at the moment we have none. We may spend military power to increase it. In principle, as long as we have one province, we are stable. Where can we see the growth? And why does it grow? And why does it not grow? I think we need to have stability, very few provinces, and come on. Development, number of provinces, prestige. Okay, so we need prestige. Okay. We can of course manually increase this, and it will give us a lot of modifiers, mostly income, because we don't have a lot of tax production income. So most of our income will come from adventuring efficiency initially. So we'll have to use that. Adventurers have factions. So we have the marchers, which give us, they are now in power, gives us morale of armies, force limit, prestige, and diplomatic reputation. For the drawback of more expensive ideas, but that's not a problem at the beginning. So the marchers will be our main guys at the beginning. The pioneers, they increase our settler chance and global settler increase, and also development cost. And the fortune seekers, they help us with construction, goods produced modifier. So once we settle and we start constructing things, the fortune seekers are very good. When we expand, it's the pioneers that are very important, and when we fight, it's the marchers. And I think this faction system for the adventure is very well made. I don't really like the original Merchant Republic factions very much. I feel like the bonuses are quite lackluster, but here the bonuses are quite clear and very useful and very different circumstances. You really want to have, one or the other depending on whatever you do. It's not really a fire and forget type of things. So for now, the marchers are really the ones that we care about. We have no estates, unfortunately, while we have these factions, and that's fine. First things. There's nothing that we can really do with traders. We just know the West Dwarva region, and we don't have a lot of power in it. We're a very small country. We are able to purchase a conquistador just right off the bat. Now we have the Dwarven Adventurer mission tree, but once we reform to a new nation, we will get the nation-specific mission tree. And again, not all of the nations have a specific mission tree. So reforming Kugdir, not really worth it for now. Maybe in the future, hopefully. The more the merrier. There are many Dwarven factions that do have mission trees, but not all of them. We have the merchant, which is okay. Native policy. Now, if we come and look at our country modifiers, one of the things is we get a free colonist. We're not gonna use him yet. We will just keep that in mind. But the thing is, the main, let's say, problem with the Serpent Spine is that there is no native assimilation, and the native uprising chance is very high. So if you really want to, and we see there's many natives in the province, very aggressive, very ferocious. So the idea is you basically go and cleanse all the goblins and orcs that live in these lands. You don't assimilate. So native coexistence, it would only, let's say, lessen the native uprising chance. But as long as there is any uprising chance, um, monsters will spawn. So the best idea is to come either guarded with troops or just use military power and destroy the natives. It might be a bit expensive to destroy them using military power, so a lot of times I find myself just keeping some troops on top of the provinces that I colonize and just fight them as they appear. So there's really the only native policy that makes sense is the global settler increase in this place. So I'm just gonna choose that. Interestingly enough, okay, so this changed. It's plus 15. That's fine. We're able to migrate. That's 1 second. Now, Dwarven administration. Depending on, so this is Dungeons and Dragons. So we have elves, dwarves, and goblins and whatever. So there's different races have different types of military and administrative focuses, let's say. So the Dwarven administration, construction time faster, so we build things faster. Production efficiency very good. Fort defense is very good. And things like, okay, inflation cost, forts next to rivals, and military technology is cheaper. The problem is we don't improve relations very fast. We can't change rivals, or we can, but it's very expensive. So Dwarvens they hold grudges. So we hate people and we hate them until they're gone, pretty much. Diplomatic technology is a bit more expensive. We don't really know what boats are. Stability cost modifier, that's a bit of a problem. And then the worst, one of the bigger problems is global settler increase. So this is a bit of a drawback, especially because we want to settle the serpent spine. But in principle, production, construction time cost, and then it's cheaper to reduce inflation. Inflation may become a problem. And if we hate somebody, we can build forts next to them. It's going to be cheaper. From a military perspective, we're very good with siege. We're very good with fire damage. Shock damage received. Artillery is very strong. We lose drill a bit less, which is nice. We don't care about cavalry. And troops are generally more expensive. And we don't know what boats are. So, which I find funny. Dwarven boats, not a thing. Okay, and a bit of a penalty to manpower recovery speed, which is okay. Our troops are just so good that you're not gonna lose that many. And what of our claimer? This is because we are an adventurer, and this is a bonus that lasts for 50 years. So this gives us land maintenance modifier minus 75%, which almost makes our land maintenance inexistent. Supply limit very high, land force limit very high, and then tons of manpower. 30% morale of armies, that's huge. That is huge. We have no estates, so we don't need to bother about that. We have a little bit of income. And we look at expenses, army maintenance, very low, very low. So we're just gonna start building armies. We have a huge force limit, so let's just build as many as we can. Well, almost. We are going to need some money to get the conquistador. To get a conquistador pretty soon. Our religion initially is the Regent Court. Regent Court is the, let's say, main religion of this kind of part of the main part of this world, so where the humans live. And we can select a deity, kind of like with the Hindus in the base game. What do we care about? Devotion, tax modifier, prestige. So we do care about administrative power, especially in the beginning. That's very important. Getting our techs running, maybe increase our stability a bit, especially for us it's more expensive. Construction time is very good again for the dwarves. Diplomatic power, I don't know. Movement speed is always very good. Manpower recognition on list. I think, as much as I love construction time, I think I'll go with the monthly admin power. Should I click this one? Okay, let's just go. We're okay with having one. We can drill in the meantime. I'm gonna build the troops. I really can't afford advisors just now, although advisors might be very good, especially a stability cost advisor at the beginning might be very useful. Maybe some military ones. And I'm always kind of on the fence. Should I or should I not spend military power to increase adventuring efficiency? Adventuring efficiency is very good, so it does return. You know what? Let's just click it once and take a look. Like already we get a yearly tax income of almost 3 ducats and less land maintenance. So this has already increased our income by quite a bit. You know what? Let's get 20%. I'm hooked now. Give me more. Alright. Oh, we're in the money. Okay. Now that's done. I'm not gonna hire anybody just yet. I want to build my army first and foremost. To get to land force limit. National decision, so I can't really change the military right now, or don't have any other populations to worry about. These things, you know, we are dwarves, but if our, let's say, majority race or whatever is a different one, we can switch to a different type of military. Mostly, I don't think we can change the administration. But more than 30% development from stated provinces with that racial majority. So there's many different types of militaries that we can switch to, but Dwarven military is very good. And here we go. We migrated and we've discovered copper. Copper is nice. It's got local recruitment time minus 20%, which is very cute. Current price is 3 gold. That's very good. Our first mission is mapping the Dwarvar. Our first mission just asked us to have some military power and some gold. And this gives us a conquistador, which is not super good. It gives me a lot of fire. We don't have any fire damage. That's okay. One of the first things that we would want to do though is to create a mercenary company before anything else. And then start drilling. Recruiting a mercenary company will lower professionalism, so we want to do that as fast as possible. We'll be spending, because of our the fact that we're an adventurer, we're going to be spending very little on maintenance. Let's get some advisors. We got prestige, we got discipline, maybe later. Maybe later. But with the marches in power, we'll be able to get a lot of troops. Okay, and from now on it's more or less welcome in. Okay, so this event is related to our religion. in our pantheon of like many gods, from which we chose Castellos, get an extra person. We can either change the deity to her, gives us land leader shock and morale of armies. Would have been nice to have. It's a bit late. I do care about administrative mana at the beginning, so. But not late, the opposite of late. It's too early. We need to gather as much mana as we can before anything else, and let's increase our army size. I expect whoever lives here in the Terra Incognita to move down here to the Dwarven Road. We still need to gather as much money as we can. We could click up one stability point. That's something that I like to do at the beginning. It's not crucial, but generally having a little bit of stability does help. I think we also get like positive events and things like that. So, I really like to have is this prestige person as soon as possible. We have only 10 troops. We need a bit more. We'll be able to migrate very soon. Let's invest as much as we can in adventuring efficiency, because we need to earn as much money as possible in order to build up the force limit. Close to force limit, at least like 16 guys, I think would be ideal. Due to the fact that the marchers do give us 20% force limit, so. Oh, hello, we can get extra base tax. Do we care about that? Not a lot. Alright, so. Problem. These guys, it's not finger. These are goblins. They just moved next to me. We should be migrating soon, so this is not good. I don't like this. I need to stop drilling immediately and decide to do something about these guys. I kind of want to rival them if possible. Can I? Okay, I can now. And my rival, there we go. As soon as my troops are ready, I can actually declare war. Ooh, we can get more adventuring efficiency for 10 prestige. That's very good. Okay. Now, their army is bigger, but we are much stronger. One thing that we can do, we can simply move in and attack them, but they will have a roll bonus. They will get, because in this land, the attackers get -1 rolls. It's a bit risky, but our armies are better, so let's try. They do have a general now. Oops. Oh, and they moved away. That's brilliant. Okay, goodbye. You're screwed now. Let's build it. This was easy. I'm not even. It's much safer to move back one province in a sense, but the risk again, it's risk reward. There's a risk that the natives will fight your army moving into the empty province. Oh, hello. Well, they tried. They tried. I don't even need to bring out the garrison. It's okay. I'm saving a little bit of military mana. It was a good try, but futile. And soon we're gonna be conquering the province, so we need that our one diplomat back. And there we go. Now we conquer this province, get 5 gold, and because they only had, oh wait, what? Yeah, because they only had one province and we have only one province that's fully colonized, we can purge them. This decolonizes them and removes the goblins forever. And also we're gonna migrate here, and we have copper. Very cute. I think we're at a point where we can keep building up our forces. Thankfully, the little goblins have despawned as well because the nation doesn't exist. And then we can keep drilling. Get to a reasonable amount of troops, which is 14. Close to our force limit. So this is ideal. You know, we met the goblins, we removed them. We've got some diplomana, military power, and prestige. All lovely, lovely stuff. I wish I had a stability cost advisor. That would have been pretty neat. Migrating also gives us mana, so it's all good. It's all good. We're moving slowly to our destination. Removing nations is very good, but it also makes for, there's a lot of waiting in the caverns over here. So how far are we? Maybe we should build 2 more guys. I think the more the merrier. As much as I'd like to get new advisors, I think we can. I think getting a proper army is a priority. And this reminds me, I will put a manpower modifier edict so that we get as much manpower as we can. Oh no. Oh no no no. Oh no 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 no. We get government reform so slowly, and now we're also corrupt. Let's root it out completely. That was a terrible event. Not a fan. Okay. So we already have somebody in here. Okay. So the thing that we can do before anything else, I think I smell a battle incoming, so oh. Okay. Can we migrate? Alright. Siege breaker. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Good. We're teched up. We have innovativeness, and we are next to this orc. And we will do something about this orc very soon. That's actually very convenient. I don't even have to, you know, normally I would send a person here and then send a colonist here and then use that to attack. But I guess we don't have to. Can we rival? Will you rival me? Please? Pretty please? No? Good. Siege breaker, you're screwed. Go. Let's lower the speed a little bit. I think we need to attack them in their heart of hearts. Speed 3, I think it's okay. Oh, they're also cowards. Okay. Let's build a spy network while we siege them down. Oh, hello. Hello, friends. Who's here? Renaissance has arrived. Okay, hello. So we're next to Silverforge expedition. We're another band of roving dwarves, just like us. What we will do, of course, is take all the lands. This money will give me 1 full point of inflation because our revenue is so small. Getting 50 coins is very expensive. But that's fine. What I will do... Oh, this is an infested hole. That's gross. I will actually purge the warband. And I will abandon this. And in the meantime, I will build a spy network on the Silverforge expedition. They're dwarves like us, but they're independent, and that just won't do. The fact that there were orcs here is a problem. What we'll do is we'll keep drilling. Drill the boys. I think we need 19. 18 I think is a decent number. Yeah, and now it's been infested by orcs. Infested holds are the worst. So if we take a look, it says it's infested. So unrest is terrible. You can't really extract anything from it. No tax, no goods produced, nothing. It's expensive to maintain, and it's full of orcs. And it needs to be... Orcs need to be purged. The orcs are pretty strong, and they come in large numbers. And afterwards, you can start rebuilding the holds. So, having an orc there, not ideal. Not ideal at all. So now, things. One of the things is, I'd like to go this route, but then here we have a cavern of interest. And let's see what the cavern of interest is. Migrate over here. Oh, we discovered gems. That's lovely. And also, because we found the cavern of interest, we get 50 diplomatic points for free. Oh, and extra prestige because we have found rubies. Okay, so having a cavern of interest will give us the opportunity to explore it. But we need more money. Can I spend money on this guy? Okay, so we'll need more money. We need more adventuring efficiency. That is just a fact. By sending an explorer here, and I will cut the colonial maintenance to somewhere around half, because I don't actually care about colonizing. I care about attacking these guys while they are drilling. Okay, hello. How are you guys? And boom. And then can I? Not quite far. Recall this and abandon this province. This province is terrible. There's 0 natives, which can be helpful. So I'll just build a spy network here. Okay, so I can explore the cavern of interest. This gives the modifier exploring cavern of interest, and then we'll eventually find something or not. Slightly more local goods produced, which is cute. But yeah, Gems province is very valuable. Okay. The other thing that I kind of forgot is trade. So right now we've discovered this west dwarf trade node, and I can just send a guy to trade over there. So collects a bit for me. It's very good. Okay, so we got that. What we could do is we could waste mana and sort of sue for peace with well, 8. Is it that bad? 8 mana? 8 Diplo mana? Because we can kind of do it different ways. We can save 8 mana. It's not the end of the world, but it does help in several ways. If I make them a vassal through war, they will get it will be a bit upset versus this other way where I can just take the province and release them. So I will send a guy here. I will take the province and some money. Okay. We'll let a month pass. And then we simply release them as a subject. Alright, cool. And then I recall this guy. And abandon it. Done. So now we also have a friend. I hate goblins. I also have a friend. What can we do here? I'd like to divert trade, but that will change the liberty desire quite significantly. Let's keep drilling, and I will have to go around this whole thing again now, which is but let's improve relations, and then eventually I'll force them to give me the trade power that they have. I'm curious if I can actually help them with the infested hold. Can I? No, no, this is not acceptable, guys. Hello, what are you doing? Don't colonize this way. Jesus, this is awkward. Beautiful. Oh my god. We found an incredible cavern. Monthly splendor. Base tax, base... What the... N1 stability. Okay, let me click this first. And then I get an extra one. Holy smokes. This is amazing. This is an amazing province. Too bad I'm gonna have to leave. Oh, damn. Okay. This is all terrible. I'm gonna move out of here. So I can't help them with the infested province. Isn't it silly that you get like a positive event and it's quite terrible? My hope is that while they're colonizing, they have monster uprising or something. They need to free this up. I need to go down this road. There's no other way to put it. Let's enable divert trade then. Can get the next technology. This gives us new troops. So from shield wall, I'd rather get the pepperers. There is one way that I could potentially... Oh, wow. That's also very good. Gold. There's one idea that I have. Okay, so they're not very happy. I can either placate them, or I lose prestige. Or I can remove the divert trade. Okay. So we have gold. This means yearly inflation reduction. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I'm thinking I can let's say annoy the natives enough so that they rise up, and then So yeah, so then they can clear this province. And then I can move forward. That's the way to go. Sabotaging my own dudes. Yeah, get this one. This is much more valuable as a province. Okay, so I can invest in technology and gain extra innovativeness. There we go. So I did purge intruders, which gives me progress. Another thing that I could get is humiliate rival, I guess. Monthly splendor. Very cool. I think there's a terrible. I have a feeling that there is a terrible event related to this. This beautiful cave stretching as far as the eye can see, exploding with life. I think there's a problem with this cave later down the line, but I don't remember exactly. So we're making apparently so much money from this gold province that our inflation reduction bonus is exactly counteracting this this phenomenon. This revenue from inflation increase from gold mine revenue, which is not much. 0.73, and I'm not gonna develop this. I need to move faster away from here. This was a bit of a detour, but I think it was quite a cool one. So we discovered a cool cave. Unfortunately, not with a bonus. We conquered the Silver Forge expedition, and they will be busy sort of building this place and clearing it of evil nonsense. Boom. And this opens us up to the first idea group. Now, in principle, economic idea is going to be something that we will 100% go for. Now, something that complements that. So this gives development cost and land force limit modifier, which to me sounds very good. Development cost minus 10%, that's very good. Offensive ideas is also, I kind of tend to go for defensive ideas with dwarves. It feels like they mesh together very well, but I don't get any bonuses. So with economics I get like some stability cost modifier, who cares. Offensive ideas gives me artillery compatibility, that's yummy. Quality ideas. Discipline is also good. Naval ideas, yeah, okay, we don't know what boats are, honestly, so I kind of think quality ideas isn't bad, actually. You know what? That's not bad. It's okay, cheaper troops, but also development cost. That's development cost is very interesting on a long term. Although we don't have a manpower complicated. We don't have a manpower problem, really. So getting that bonus is really kind of a future thing. A more immediate, say, solution would be this one. Offensive, I think. Kind of, it's good for the long term with the artillery compatibility, but the siege ability, it's lovely. It's lovely. And we don't need the morale for the defensive that much. I don't know, but we'll do that. We'll get the ideas pretty soon. So let's migrate here, change the copper again, and we should be seeing our inflation go down. And we're next to these guys. These guys are kobolds. Lower construction cost and time. Okay. Well, can I? Will they rival me? Or am I too big? I would guess I'm too big for being a rival of these guys. So I'll just monstrously conquest them. Oh, and they run away, okay. It's useless. Maybe I can go after them and even explore this area in the meantime? Nope. Not here. I feel like, you know, having a grand army makes, you know, helps us avoid a lot of battles and unnecessary loss of life. Which is the most important thing. Everybody's safe. Okay. Purge these guys. No more kobolds. And I think we can safely... it does cost us some mana. But we're not in a super hurry to do anything else, so... Get construction cost and goods produced and things like that. We're not gonna battle for quite some time, so I'm okay with spending this mana to get more goods produced. Yeah, there you go. And start getting these ideas. They also give me innovativeness, which is gonna be very good in the long run. Why am I losing money? Is my army maintenance that bad? Can I get rid of these guys? I feel like adventuring efficiency is going to increase naturally. Decent rate. Okay, what can we do? Yearly prestige? That might help. Or adventuring efficiency. I'm a bit low on adventuring efficiency and I don't want to spend the military mana on it, so I think I'm gonna go with that. Movement speed is very yummy, I have to admit. God damn it, Leroy. I was doing so well. Okay. Oh, getting closer and closer to this province. And this province has a tunnel. Alright, so this province is linked to somewhere around here. And we'll find out soon what that means. But then I see some brown blob forming over here to the south. Wait a second. What am I doing? Where am I waiting? Okay. So I got 2 years for this. I will just send a colonist and actively go meet these people. I think it's time. It's time to see what's going on here. That's the best. That's best idea I've had. Okay, so it seems like this guy has 4 provinces, so he's colonizing 2 of them. Has no allies, which is great, and I need to kick him out of here. For sure. Now, on this side though, you see here, it's a, you can't know this unless you just know this. But there's a province right here that's linked to mine. So let's take a look and see what's up. Also, I think I'm gonna have to fire somebody. I don't want to get in the deficit again. Yeah, 4 years is still 4 years. I would love to start okay, so this province is free. Okay, so I can, before I go discover these guys, let me solve this goblin problem.